we want to look at solids in this video. And a solid is a three-dimensional object. It has uh, length, width, or height. It has a flat surface at the bottom mostly, and it has a height. So we talked about length being one dimension, area being two dimension, and now volume is going to be the third dimension. We live in a three-dimensional world, so everything has a volume. So we start with a cube. A cube is a squared box. All the sides of the cube are the same square. It has 6 sides. Let's count them. You have the square in front here. You have the one at the back. You have the one on this side. You have the one on this side. You have the one on the top, and you have the one on the bottom. So that's 6. All the lengths are the same. So the things that they ask you to do for solid is they will ask you to calculate the total surface area, or they will also ask you to calculate, and they will also ask you to calculate the volume. Volume is the space that the object occupies or has inside. So the volume is the capacity, is another word used for volume. And the total surface area is the total shapes, the amount of shapes that enclose the solid. So in this case, it is the total surface area for the cube will be 6L squared, because all the different sides are the same. It's a square, so we get 6L squared, and it's 6 different sides. The volume will be L times L times L, which is L cube. Okay, if you were to find the total surface area for this cube, it will be 6 meters square. So 6 times 6 meters is 36 meters square, and 6 times 36 is 216 meters square. Area is square. Volume is L cube, and that will be 6 times 6 times 6. 6 meters times 6 meters times 6 meters, which will be, guess what? The same 216 meters, but this time will be cube and not square. You can have, you don't necessarily need to get the same answer, because if your length was 7.5 centimeters, then this would be 7.5 square multiplied by 6. Let me get you that answer. Right, it will be the 7.5 square, and that will give you 56.25 times 6 will give you 337.5 cm square. 337.5 cm square, and that will be your total surface area. However, the volume, which is L cube, will be 7.5 times 7.5 times, all that is centimeters, and that answer is 421.888 cm cube. So you can see the volume is different from the total surface area. Okay, cuboid. Now, I should have said something to you. The volume of any solid is generally the area of the base, times the vertical height. The volume of any solid is generally the area of the base times the vertical height. Okay, so if you add the area of the base here, 6636 times the vertical height, which is 6, and that's why you got that volume there. So let's see this shape. In the case where the shape is not lying down, we say the area of the in the case where the shape is lying down like this, it's not like these where it's a upright shape. The bottom here will be the base, but if you multiply the base here for this shape times the vertical height, which is that, you'll get the volume of a cuboid. This cuboid is cut in half. As I said, a triangle is half of a square or half of a rectangle, so if you find a volume like this using generally the area of the base times the vertical height, you'll get the volume of a cuboid, and this is not a cuboid. So what do we do in those cases? Those cases, it will be the area of the cross section, the face of the shape, times the length at the end there. Okay, in those cases, and you'll see another case on the other side of the page. So let's look at the cuboid. The total surface area of the cuboid. The cuboid has, like a cube, 6 sides, but some of the sides are different, and yet some of the sides are similar. So the side of the back is similar to the side of the front. Let's call this the length, this is the width, and this is the height. The rectangle at the front is completely identical to the rectangle at the back. So if you're going to find the total surface area, if we found the surface area for the rectangle at the front, we automatically find the surface area for the rectangle at the back. So we say 2 times the rectangle at the front is width times height, and that's where you find the area of a rectangle. So this is for the front and the back. Let's look at the two sides. This is length and height, and they're identical to the two sides. So we have to add those. 2 times length plus height. So this side is identical to that side. The front is identical to the back. So rather than finding the surface area for both, we just find for one and we multiply by 2. And then we add up all of them. The next is the top and the bottom. The top is width and length. So it's width. This is the width here. This is the length there. So it's 2 width and length. Width and length. So the total surface area is 2 times width and length, width and height, two rectangles that have length and height, and 2 rectangles that have the length and the width. So let's do this quickly. So it's 2 times the width is 9 times the height is 5. Right? You can put that in there. 9 meters times 5 meters plus 2 times the length is 15 times 50 meters times the height is 5 meters plus 2 times the length is 15 meters times the width is 9 meters. So when we multiply all of this, we get 90 meters square. When we multiply all of that, we get 150 meters square plus, we multiply 2 times 15 times 9, 2 times 9 times 5, 2 times 15 times 9, we get 270 meters square. And when we add all of them, we'll get the total surface area to be 510 meters square. So that's the total surface area of a cuboid. So what about the volume? Well, the volume is generally the area of the base, length times width. Length times width is the base is a rectangle, so it's length times width. The area of the base times the vertical height, which is 5. So this is 50 meters times 9 meters times 5 meters will give us 675 meters cube. Good. So what's next? The triangular prism. I'm going to let you find the total surface area of this shape. If you use Pythagoras theorem, you'll get this length to be 5 centimeters. I will let you find the total surface area of this shape. Now, let me assist you. If you look at this shape, it has one triangle here, identical to our next triangle at the back there. So to get the total surface area, you'll have to get the area of two triangles, and there's three different rectangles. Let's say the length of this shape was 12 centimeters. Let me show you how different the rectangles are. The rectangle facing this way will be, the width will be 5 times 12. The rectangle at the back, the width will be 3 times 12, and you're adding all of these up with the two triangles. And the rectangle at the bottom will be 4 times 12. So you add the area of the two triangles, the area of the three rectangle, and you'll get the total surface area. Now for the volume. Volume is generally the area of the base times the vertical height, or the area of the cross section times the length. Let me show you a trick. If we turn this triangle, this prism upside down, or what should I say, flat side up, let's get a triangle at the bottom, a right angle triangle here. Let's get the next one here as well. If we turn this triangle upwards like that, to find the volume, it will be generally the area of the base times the vertical height. So it's just like saying the cross section, the area of the cross section times the height. So what is the area of the cross section? Times the length. This will be the volume. The cross section is a right angle triangle, so the area of the right angle triangle is half base times height. Half the base is 4 centimeters times 3 centimeters. 2 centimeters times 3 centimeters, 6 centimeters square. So this is the area of the cross section, the triangle there. So the volume now will be 6 centimeters squared times the length, or we say the area of the base times the height, which is 12. Alright, and 612 is 72 meters cube. So we go on to cylinder. So let me give you an example of what a cylinder is. So this is a cylinder, or supposed to be a cylinder. So I want to show you that a cylinder is actually two circles, one at the top, one at the bottom, and a rectangle. So when you open a cylinder at any side and you open it up, you'll get a rectangle. You can even do it with an exercise book. You have a cylinder here. The circumference of the circle is going to be the width of the rectangle, and the height is going to be the length. So if you were to find and this length is called a curved surface area. When it's folded like this area is called a curved surface area. So if you were asked to find a curved surface area, that will be the circumference is the width, or we can see, circumference is the width, and it's 2 pi r, and the height is the length of the rectangle, because the curved surface area is the rectangle. But if you were asked to find the total surface area, that is the curved surface area inclusive of the two circles, the one at the top and the one at the bottom. That will be, the two circles will be 2 pi r squared, because that's the area for one circle, plus the curved surface area. So this is how you find the total surface area of a cylinder. And the volume, or the area of the bottom is a circle. The shape of the bottom is a circle. So the volume of anything is generally the area of the base times the vertical height. So it will be the area of the circle at the bottom, pi r squared, times the height is h. And that is how you find the volume of a cylinder. Alright, good. So let's find the volume of the curved surface area and the total surface area of this. Let's use pi as 22 over 7. So the total surface area, using this formula here, two pi r squared plus 2 pi rh, and this will be 2 times 22 over 7 times the radius is 8 centimeters times 8 centimeters times 8 centimeters plus, right at the bottom here, this will be 2 times 22 over 7 times the radius is 8 centimeters times 21 centimeters. So let's get the first one, what this will equal to. This will cancel with that, so this is just 3. We just multiply out of that, and now let's see what this is equal. So the first one is equal to 402.8 centimeters square plus, excuse me, and the second half is equal to 1056 centimeters square. So you add them all up, you get this 58.18cm square. So now for the volume. Volume is equal to pi r square h. Pi is 22 over 7. R is 8 centimeters times r square is 8 times 8 centimeters times 21 centimeters. So 7 goes with 21 again, so we have 3. So we just need to multiply all of that. So 22 times 8 times 8 times 3 gives us 4,224 centimeters cube. So now look at this shape here. The radius here will be 6, half of the diameter. Now if they give you a shape like this, a half cylinder, all you have to do is to multiply, do all of this working, and at the end divide it by 2 because it's half. Find the volume of the entire cylinder and divide it by 2. If they ask you for the area of this cross section here, you find the area of a circle with radius 6 centimeters and you divide it by 2. So now we look at a cone. A cone is 1/3 of a cylinder. 3 cones can fit in one cylinder. It has space for, and you take out that one cone there, it has space for another 2. So the volume of a cone is 1/3, one of 3, the volume of a cylinder. One of 3 cylinders, because 3, one of 3 cones, because 3 cones can fit in one cylinder. So the volume is 1/3 pi r square h. So you have the radius there, you have the height there, and you have, this will be called the length. So if they ask you for the curved surface area of a cone, curved surface area of a cone, that is equal to pi rl, and that is the curved surface area. So I'll let you do this. All you have to do is to do all of this. If you were to find the cylinder, just divide it by 3. So let me give you an example. So if you had a cylinder with height with the radius being 7.2 cm and the height of the cylinder being 9.5 cm. Find the volume and the curved surface area. And finally, the sphere. Sphere is a ball, a round ball, and it only has one length, which is the radius. So if you're going to do anything with a sphere, you use the radius. So if the radius of a sphere was equal to 9 meters, what is the volume of this sphere? The volume will be 4/3 pi. Let's say pi was 3.142. 4/3 times 3.142 times the 9 meters squares is 9 meters times 9 meters times 9 meters, and this is equal to 2,977.67 meters cube. And the curved surface area, that is the surface of the ball, is 4 pi r square, 4 times 3.142 times 9 meters times 9 meters, and the answer is 1018.008. So 1018 meters square. And also you find the total surface area of the curved surface of the sphere. What if you were given the curved surface area of a sphere is 1000 and you're asked to find the volume, changing the subject of the formulas, and you're asked to find the radius, so this would be 4/3 pi r square equal to 1000. You know what pi is, you know what 4 is, you can find the radius there. What if you're given the volume to be 3,540 meters cube and you're asked to find the radius? Again, the volume formula is 4/3 pi r square pi r cube. So you change the subject of this formula and you will get the answer for the radius. Right, the next video will be on past CXC papers, and that is about it for volume measurements.